USA's wildfire tragedies, from Los Angeles to history's worst fires. Right now, Los Angeles is battling one of its worst wildfires in recent history. As of today, this fire has burned over 38,000 acres, claimed 16 lives, forced the evacuation of more than 153,000 residents. Reason: this wildfire was sparked by a combination of human activity and extreme environmental conditions. Record high temperatures, dry vegetation, and powerful Santa Ana winds created the perfect storm for disaster. As we witness this tragedy, many might wonder, is this the first time the USA has faced such devastation? The answer is no. Throughout history, wildfires have tested America's resilience time and again. Let's explore the deadliest wildfires in U.S. history, their causes, and the destruction they left behind. Paradise Fire, 1933. Our journey takes us back to 1933, to Los Angeles, California. It was the year of the Paradise Fire, a wildfire that burned through 3,780 acres of land. Though relatively small compared to modern wildfires, its toll was devastating. 29 lives were tragically lost, making it one of the deadliest fires of its time. The cause of the fire remains uncertain, but human activity, paired with dry conditions, fueled its rapid spread. Back then, fire prevention measures were minimal, and cities were expanding into fire-prone regions without understanding the risks. These factors turned a small blaze into a deadly disaster. The Paradise Fire was a turning point, a harsh lesson in the importance of fire safety, urban planning, and awareness. It marked the beginning of a deeper understanding of the dangers posed by wildfires, especially as communities grew closer to nature's untamed edges. Though nearly a century has passed, the lessons of the Paradise Fire remain as relevant today as ever. It serves as a sobering reminder of nature's power and our responsibility to adapt and prepare. The Great Chicago Fire, October 8th, 1871. Chicago, a city on the rise, its skyline brimming with ambition and promise. But that evening, disaster struck. An inferno ignited that would tear through the city and leave its mark on history. It began innocently enough. A small fire sparked when a lantern tipped over in a barn. But the conditions were perfect for catastrophe. Dry weather and strong winds turned the flames into a raging beast, consuming everything in its path. For 2 relentless days, the fire roared, unstoppable. The toll was staggering. 300 lives lost. Over 100,000 people left homeless. Entire neighborhoods and business districts were reduced to ashes. The destruction was unimaginable. But from the ashes, a new Chicago rose. Fire-resistant buildings, modern fire codes, and stronger infrastructure emerged, reshaping the city. The lessons of this tragedy ensured future generations would be safer and better prepared. The Great Chicago Fire was a moment of profound loss, but it was also a turning point, a story of resilience, innovation, and determination. From devastation came transformation, and Chicago emerged stronger than ever. The Peshtigo Fire, 1871. October 1871, a time etched in history for 2 devastating fires. While the Great Chicago Fire captured the nation's attention, another disaster, far deadlier and more destructive, raged in Wisconsin. This was the Peshtigo Fire. The Peshtigo Fire consumed over 1 million acres of forest, farmland, and towns in its path. Entire communities were wiped out in a matter of hours, leaving nothing but ash and despair. It was a firestorm so fierce that it created its own weather, with hurricane-force winds and towering walls of flame. The human toll was unimaginable. Over 1,500 lives were lost, making it the deadliest fire in United States history. Many victims had no chance to escape, caught off guard by the fire's incredible speed and intensity. Yet, despite its enormity, the Peshtigo Fire remains overshadowed by the Great Chicago Fire, which occurred on the very same day. Few know the name Peshtigo, though its tragedy stands as a haunting reminder of nature's destructive power. Today, the Peshtigo Fire serves as a lesson in humility and resilience. It reminds us of the importance of preparedness and the enduring strength of communities in the face of overwhelming loss. The Great Hinckley Fire of 1894. On September 1st, 1894, a terrible wildfire swept through Pine County, Minnesota, changing lives forever. Known as the Great Hinckley Fire, it destroyed everything in its path, including the town of Hinckley, and became one of the worst fires in U.S. history. The fire started during a hot and dry summer when the forests were like dry tinder. Small fires scattered across the area suddenly joined together, creating a huge firestorm. The flames burned over 200,000 acres, and the heat was so intense it melted metal and left almost nothing behind. In just a few hours, entire towns like Hinckley, Mission Creek, and Brook Park were gone. Sadly, over 418 people lost their lives, and some believe the true number was even higher. Many didn't have time to escape. The Miramichi Fire of 1825. In October 1825, one of North America's largest wildfires, known as the Miramichi Fire, swept through New Brunswick, Canada. This massive blaze destroyed over 3 million acres of forest, leaving entire communities in ruins and claiming at least 160 lives, with some estimates reaching 300. It followed a dry summer that turned the forests into a tinderbox. On October 7th, several smaller fires merged into a giant inferno, tearing through the Miramichi region. The town of Newcastle was almost entirely wiped out. Only 12 buildings remained standing. As the fire roared across the land, many residents fled to the Miramichi River or marshlands for safety. The dried mud of the marshes offered shelter from the intense heat, saving hundreds of lives. Despite these efforts, the fire left behind immense loss and devastation. The fire destroyed vast timberlands, severely impacting the lumber industry, which was central to New Brunswick's economy. Rebuilding was slow and challenging, but the resilience of the communities shone through. It's a story of loss, survival, and the strength to rebuild in the face of disaster. Final thoughts. Wildfires show us the devastating power of nature and the importance of being prepared. These events teach us to respect our environment and take action to prevent future tragedies. Let's learn from history and work together to protect our communities and forests. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories that inspire awareness and change.